Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is Kitty Pryde and Wolverine miniseries issue number 3, Marvel Comics. This is again by Chirs Claremont and Alan Milgrom. And so when I first started this series, first issue was kind of meh. Second issue got super interesting, and this third issue is just it's freaking badass. This issue's awesome. So we get going, and we get a really interesting transitional splash page. We got Wolverine sitting on top of a temple. We see this lady jumping in the background, going after him, or about ready to jump him. He's, of course, smoking his iconic cigar, which he's not allowed to do nowadays because current year. And she gets the drop on him. So a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that in the opening of Daredevil 158, that the writer and the editor kind of put way too many thought bubbles and dialogue bubbles in the opening action, kind of distracted from it. And here's an example of it done right. So here you have a bunch of caption boxes, right? And this is probably the longest run, but take a notice how it doesn't break into the action. They're not that particularly long. They kind of like tighten it up so it doesn't get too long. So it's a really good job by Miss Ann Nocenti, of course. And it all just kind of builds up. You get an eternal monologue by Wolverine, usually his classic sort of observations of the world. In this case, talking about Japan and his relationship with this country. And of course, the iconic "I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do best isn't very nice." Yeah, but if you take a look at all of these caption boxes and these dialogue boxes, they don't interrupt from the action, and that's what I mean is like when you're reading these things, you want to see the action, you want to see what's going on, but the use of caption boxes and bubbles during action is not a bad thing. You just have to kind of do it the right way. Can't be having like a debate in the middle of a fight that looks really weird. You get kind of a Rurouni Kenshin problem. Anyhow, it's Yukio. She gets the jump on him mainly to kind of get the jump on him. Boom, boom, boom. And so they kind of talk and catch up. Anyhow, they go on a little bit about Mariko and a bunch of other stuff from his previous time in Japan. And he kind of lets her know, hey, I'm not here for that. I'm here on business. We got to go figure out what the hell happened to Kitty. So she decides to help her, and they go on together. He goes over to the meeting place. So in the previous issue, he kind of shook down the Yakuza boss, got him to start a meeting or set up a meeting with the demon guy, or I should say the Tengu ninja. So he ends up over at a garden in the temple to go meet up with this dude and confront him, figure out where the heck Kitty's at. And then he gets ambushed. And it's freaking well thought out. So he gets stink bombed, so he can't use his advanced senses anymore. And he just gets straight whacked. He gets an arrow in the thigh. People throwing ninja stars on him. This is really cool action panels. I really like this. Freaking tosses out these ninja stars. Starting to realize, like, okay, I'm pretty good, but this whoever this is that ambushed me, they know what's up. They're trying to get the best of me right now. This is really cool. So he snaps the arrow right here, and then if you take a look, his hand's on the backside of his thigh, and he rips it out from that side. Really, really cool. I love when Wolverine has this look. I know this is more of like a Batman kind of thing when you have just the dark face and the eye silhouette. But when they were drawing Wolverine like this is like when he's at his coolest. That's what I kind of like Wolverine as. And then here's the ninja comes to ambush him. This is like really great right here. So he blocks with his adamantium claw. So here he gets hit, and here he blocks it. And obviously the adamantium is much stronger than what I'm guessing is steel, where these guys made. So it gets shattered right there. And then he goes off. He destroys the other one, but at a cost, he gets a freaking gut shot right here. And then he finally gets in close, and he's going to finish this fight, and whoop, nothing happens. I actually really like how the ninja here. So those of you who are following, this is Kitty Pryde in a demon costume, but I kind of like how it's comical. Like, yeah, you can't hit me. So everything goes wrong for Logan. He's gotta bail out right here. Hit the eject button. So he runs. He also figures out that either the claws or the arrows were poisoned. So he's kind of jacked up right now. He's got to find a corner to sit in and rest and kind of hide for a bit. Yeah, something about Logan and being effed up on on a street in Tokyo. It's like a common reoccurrence for him, man. He's just a bum in Tokyo when he's not in the mountains fighting bears and shit. Anyhow, so Yukio goes to get more information from the Yakuza boss and runs into Kitty Pryde's dad, who is drunk uh, and inebriated over here. I'm gonna skip 2 pages for the copyright gods. She runs into the bodyguard Shumai, Chinese dumpling, Mr. Dim Sum, and they fight on a rooftop. She gets the advantage on him. Basically, tells him, "Give me the information. I'm gonna toss you off this thing." He does tell her what's going on, that he gave Kitty to the demon guy Ogun, and then Kitty Pryde's dad kind of jumps and interrupts. That distracts her, allows him to get the jump on her, and then he tosses both of them out to their death. Of course, Yukio is freaking crazy. So I'm not a huge fan of Yukio's art style in the older, when she was first introduced. I kind of like her a lot more later on in like the 90s. I thought that design was so much cooler. I don't know. I just think the short hair is a little bit weird. It makes sense for what the character is supposed to do, but it kind of made her look a little too mannish, a little too boyish in these older comics. So really cool action scene. She bashes through and they make it into a window. This is really cool, by the way. I forget. I'm pretty certain that there was a movie at the time that had a scene like this, and that's where Chris probably copied it from. But it's still good execution, and I like it. Yeah, see, this is like too mannish or too guyish for Yukio, at least the way I imagine her. Anyhow, Kitty Pryde, or Tengu Ninja, chases down Wolverine. Tracks him down, can't find him, and then you see, yep, he had just enough time for his healing factor to kick in. Now he's got her. Yep. This is really cool. This gives him so much more personality. I freaking love these panels. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this miniseries is kind of like turned it around 180 for me. I was kind of a little bit worried going into it, like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like Kitty Pryde, and I feel like they're just throwing Wolverine just to make her feel cooler. But no, this is actually a legitimately cool miniseries now. So he starts to chase after her, and you get a lot of these really cool action panels. These action panels remind me of when Storm was fighting the Morlocks, or when Wolverine was fighting Silver Samurai for the first time. Except they're even better and even more detailed. Look at this. Like, breaks her side, and he's gonna toss her, and then he thinks he got her, but again, he can't do it because it's Kitty Pryde. She's phasing. They chase each other on a train. She smoke bombs and phases through the train, and he's trying to chase after her. Yukio and Kitty Pryde's dad find out on a radio that where Wolverine's chasing the Tengu Ninja. They make it to a train yard, and he's continuing to chase after her. Starting to notice that Kitty's getting tired, and it all comes to head. She doesn't notice, or they both don't notice the bullet train that's coming their way. Wolverine saves Kitty Pryde. This panel here kind of confuses me a little bit, because that's her head, and then that's the mask popping off the head. But the angle of the neck feels a little off. It almost feels like her whole head is contorting too much. Or it could be like this breastplate, I guess, is really thick or stuck out. Maybe that's why it looks a little weird. Still looks a little off. Anyhow, now with the mask off, he kind of knows from the phasing abilities and from from her scent that this is definitely Kitty Pryde. But once he finally sees her face, the brainwashed Kitty Pryde, it stuns him for a little bit, and that's all she needs to finish him off. Freaking amazing panel right here. Oh, dude. Yeah, man, Marvel Comics. Not so Disney here now, is it? Freaking amazing issue. Yeah, totally changed my opinion on this. This is a great series so far, and I can't wait to read through the next 3 issues. Anyhow, that'll be it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. If you have a comment on this particular issue or this mini series or Kitty Pryde or Wolverine, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.